Hello there, hope you're having a fantastic day. For those of you who don't know me or much about me, I'm recording from Brisbane. It's actually quite a warm day today. I think winter's over and anyway, you haven't come on this video to hear about the weather. What I'm talking about today is comparison and the one action step that is going to support you to stop comparing yourself to others. This is a topic, this is something I hear a lot working with individuals and also working with couples. So my question to you is, do you compare yourself to others? And then when you do, what are those comparisons? Do you feel perhaps not clever enough, not pretty enough, not skinny enough, not rich enough, not whatever it is? And then do you feel that there is something predominantly wrong with you and you feel lesser than? Because that is actually what happens is when you start comparing. And so it's the number one way to devalue yourself and to really put yourself down. And what begins to happen, I call it the trance of unworthiness. And it actually distorts your thinking. I have done this. I can still do it now, but I think there's some really fundamental ingredients that stop you comparing yourself to others. Like an example, like social media. If I've had a big day and I'm feeling a bit stressed, I have to limit my social media because I sort of get caught up in it, and then it triggers some of my old patterning and behavior, and before I know it, I call it the trance of unworthiness. Even though I do feel that I have a healthy self-esteem, I didn't used to. And so if I'm a bit sort of wobbly or tired, I've got a word that I use working with couples. It's halt. If you're hungry, angry, lonely or tired, halt. It's not the time to be discussing things. And I also use that word with myself. It's not the time for me to get onto social media because I know it can sort of trigger some parts in me. So the number one way that we devalue ourselves is by looking outside of ourselves. And yes, scrolling through social media. And it is really helpful to be able to stop and actually ask yourself what's meaningful for me. And often we don't do that. And also asking what's life actually showing me? What's important to me right now? So in this video, I'm going to share the top 3 most effective secrets from unhooking from comparison, and I call it staying in your own lane. This is a game changer, so I really encourage you, even get pen and paper so you can jot down some of the ideas that I am going to give you. It is a game changer. So do you relate to any of this? You feel less motivated, you feel de-energized because you look outside of yourself and you compare yourself. You may compare yourself to a work colleague, you may compare yourself to a family member, you may compare yourself to your partner, to a friend, or to people you don't even know, like I was saying, on social media. And so how then does that make you feel? If you actually drop into your body and actually find out how you feel fatigued, you feel exhausted, you feel pissed off, you could feel resentful, you could feel angry. It can bring up a whole wealth of stuff. So today I'm going to talk about 3 things. I'm going to talk about the work of Byron Katie. If you don't know about the work of Byron Katie, number 1, absolutely so helpful in being able to stay in your own lane, staying in your own business, and you stop comparing. I'm also going to talk about the most simplest strategy of staying in your own lane. And lastly, having a reflective awareness of your values. And why are values helpful? Well, they help you make decisions. They help you create a vision, a purpose. You actually feel like you're actually really adding to your life. You know what you're doing. You know why you're here. And it actually helps you with quality decisions. So let's dive in because I've got a lot to cover. So, the proven formula, Google, after this, Google the work of Byron Katie. I have been a marriage therapist and a trauma counsellor for 15 years. The work of Byron Katie, if you've worked with me, you would have done some of this work. Now, the work of Byron Katie, she talks about there's 3 types of business. There's you. There's other people in your world, so it could be your partner, it could be a family member, a work colleague, but there's other people in your world. And then there's God's business, there's universe's business. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And so it's when you are feeling disempowered, it's checking in with yourself, whose business am I in? And with the work of Byron Katie, it's actually a worksheet, and you fill it out. It could be, I am angry at Paul because he doesn't listen to me. Okay, so whose business are you in? Well, I'm angry with Paul because he doesn't listen to me. I'm angry with Paul. Correct. So, does it strengthen you or does it weaken you when you're angry with Paul because he doesn't listen to you? Well, your answer will be, well, actually it weakens me. So then how do you react when you believe that? Oh, well, I feel like I'm not important. I get agitated. I get resentful. I bring up all the other times that he hasn't listened to me. I'm angry with Paul because he doesn't listen to me. So can you see where I'm going with this? It's how do you react when you're believing this? I'm angry with Paul because he doesn't listen to me. So that's the first part of the work of Byron Katie. And, okay, so then when I'm in a process with somebody, I will say, look, I want you to drop into the body, and who would you be if you did not have this thought? I'm angry with Paul because he doesn't listen to me. So it's dropping into that. Who would I be without it? Paul's still not listening to you, but who would you be without it? Oh, well, I feel a bit lighter, be freaking easier without it. And so we open that up. And then, okay, whose business are you in? So I'm angry with Paul because he doesn't listen to me. Well, I'm in Paul's business. Okay, and that's the biggest thing, is getting out of Paul's business. Because can you change Paul? Can you control Paul? Can you get Paul to listen to you? No, you can't. And so it's getting out of Paul's business. And so we get back into yours. Okay, I'm angry with Paul because he doesn't listen to me. And there are 3 turnarounds. We bring it back to yourself. I am angry with Paul, so I am angry with me because I don't listen to me. Oh, I'm angry with me because I don't listen to me. And then I ask you 3 specific examples of where you are angry with yourself because you don't listen to yourself. Well, I'm angry with me because I don't listen to me. I don't listen to me when I know I need to go to bed and go to sleep. I'm angry with me when I know that meditation is really helpful for me, but I didn't do it. Or I'm angry with me because I drank too much. Are you getting the idea? It's a really powerful tool, and I'm only touching in on it. So that's the first turnaround. So it's I'm angry with Paul because he doesn't listen to me. We bring it back to ourselves. I'm angry with me because I don't listen to me. Then the next turnaround is I am angry with Paul. I'm angry with me because I don't listen to Paul. And then you find a specific example of that. Yeah, well, I didn't listen to him at dinner. He was annoying the crap out of me. That's example 1. I'm angry with me because I didn't listen to Paul when he was trying to explain how he was feeling and I just cut him off. And, you'll come up with a third. So that's the second turnaround. And the last turnaround is meeting reality. So let's go back to the original. I'm angry with Paul because he doesn't listen to me. I'm not angry with Paul because he doesn't listen to me. And that is about meeting reality. Thinking of an example where you weren't angry with Paul because he didn't listen to you. And finding that. So the work of Byron Katie is about meeting reality. And for a lot of us, we don't live in reality. I know for myself, I've often lived in idealization of how I would like my life to be. And I haven't been embodied, and I haven't been in present day, and I haven't been in reality. And it is a cesspool for pain. So that is my first game changer, is the work of Byron Katie. Google it. She's got brilliant stuff on her website. You can download her worksheet. You can work your way through it. It is brilliant. And still to this day, 15 years on, I use it in sessions, and I also use it for myself. If I've got something that I can't shift, I'll fill out a worksheet, I'll work my way through it, and boof, I've processed it and I've moved on. And I've come back into the present moment, and I've come back into me. It is so helpful. So the second thing I want to talk into in this live as the most effective secret from unhooking from comparison and staying in your own lane is having your own simple strategy. You've got to find what works for you. You can work with every counselor, coach, psychologist, whatever in the world. However, you have to find what speaks for you and how to stay in your own lane, staying connected within you. And it is different for everybody. You have to find what works for you. Something I find hugely helpful is using my breath as an anchor to come back into the body. So for a very large part of my life, I haven't been in my body, and I have just got to stop saying got a bit of an counter happening. So staying in your having your own lane and your own strategy, you've got to play around with this. And look, if any of this is speaking to you, hashtag live, hashtag replay, put in here what you do that helps you stay in your own lane, your simple strategy. So for me, I know I've got to limit my social media exposure, and I can only go on it when I'm feeling very empowered and feeling connected inwardly. That's a big one for me. And another one for me is to be constantly connecting inwardly on my breath. I've got this thing at the moment that I wiggle my toes I'm here, I'm in the body. And I'm staying in my own lane, because I know that any time I go into somebody else's business and I start hoping, wishing, shoulds, they must, everything outside of myself, it weakens me, it hurts me. And we have no control over anybody else. So the wiggling of the toes, staying in my body, breathing is hugely helpful. I want to give you a couple of other ideas if none of those speak to you. So it could be cultivating a gratefulness ritual, whatever that is for you. That can be hugely helpful, and that can help you stay in your own lane. Also helping you stay in your own lane is really noticing what this whole thing I'm rattling on about is about, self-comparison. So practicing not to self-compare. Whose business am I in? And staying in your own business, but also in the present moment. It's being able to actually embrace your own uniqueness, your own authenticity, and that happens through mindfulness and presence. So I encourage you to just really sit with this. How can I create a simple strategy for me for staying in my own lane? You know, when I'm doing marriage therapy and, you know, a client is crossing over into their partner's lane because they would like them to be more loving or to listen more or to help more around the house, yes, that's great, but do you have any control over that? And when you start whinging, complaining, attacking, criticizing, judging, you're going into another lane. It's disempowering to you, but it also really does hurt the energy life force of your relationship. So look, I really hope this is helpful. Let me know in the comments. I really love to hear your comments, and I come back and I reply to them, and it just really like to hear where you're at and what is speaking to you. So the last part to this video is I want to talk about having an awareness around your values. You might be already over your values, so I won't be speaking to you if you are. However, having a reflective awareness practice, knowing what your values are to be able to make fast, accurate, quality decisions, I think is a game changer. When when we live our life according to our partner, according to our parents, according to perhaps who you work for, according to whatever, what it is sometimes you can be quite disempowered because it's not coming from deep within you. When you are aligned to your values, when you know what your values are, like my top value, my number one value, and a question to ask yourself if you know you're aligned, your top value, you could talk about it for 50 hours and not get tired. Yes, I exaggerate, I get that. But when you are aligned to your values, you can just talk about it till the cows come home. Okay, so my top value is inspiring whatever that platform that is on. So whether it's videos, podcasts, books, blogs, my group coaching, my individual coaching, in my therapy, it doesn't matter what it is. It's inspiring and teaching. It's that's why I'm on this planet, and being aligned to that, it's my energy life force. I don't have to find energy to do it. It's coming from deep within, my solar plexus. It's like it's there. And when you are aligned to that, you just know. At the moment, I think I've mentioned before that my youngest is traveling around South America, and I get a call this morning, mum, I've booked in to see Di Martini. He's going to fly over to Los Angeles. And I think, wow, he's 22 and he's already ready, wanting to get very clear on what his calling is. Why is he here? What is his mission on this planet at this moment in time? And so when you know what your values are, it's you're going to be able to set really great goals, because you're going to be really aware. I have an inner circle group coaching, and in that inner circle we talk and we bring in topics all around our values and being able to self-reflect where you're at, being able to reflect on your progress and your growth, your journey. And so being able to also acknowledge the steps that you're taking towards your goals. Because if you're out of alignment, how do you know if you are aligned to your values? You're vibrant, you're alive, you're self-motivated. You don't need to look outside of yourself for your answers. It's within yourself. If you're exhausted, if you're unmotivated, if you're a bit whingy, complaining, it's just not doing it for you, you're not aligned to your values. And so it's getting really clear, because remembering that you're already equipped with this inside of you, and that you are enough just as you are. Your worth is not determined by external measures or comparisons. It's about actually valuing yourself for who you are and recognizing your unique strengths and abilities and turning up. You got all this within you. So if any of this is speaking to you, I actually do have a masterclass on Tuesday. This Tuesday coming up, which is 26th. Yes, that would be right. And the masterclass is all about turning your dreams to reality. It's empowerment blueprint. I'm actually going to take you through a values process so that you will get very clear on what your values are. And then from there, you are going to be able to set goals that are very aligned to you, and to be on a mission and be very aware of your purpose. Last week's video was all about that. So if this is speaking to you, I encourage you to perhaps go back to my last video and look at that. But anyway, I've just about run out of time, like I always do. But I really hope this has been helpful. So if we just, I suppose, summarize what I've talked about, go online, have a look at the work of Byron Katie. It is profound. Learning what your simple strategy is staying in your own lane. What is it you need to be able to keep anchoring in and coming home and coming back to you? What it is that you need to do to be able to do that, your simple strategy. And the last part is all about your reflective awareness of your values to be able to make fast, accurate decisions. And if you would like to be part of learning more about that, you're intrigued, join my Dreams to Reality Masterclass in a few days' time. It's going to be fun, it's going to be easy, it's going to be enjoyable, and you are actually going to get a great set of tools to be able to take away and start using straight away, because that's my mission, is to actually equip you with tools that you can start using straight away. Anyway, on that note, leave your comments. I love to read them. And you know what? The power of change is within you. See ya.